Welcome back, everybody. Today we got another Kevin Samuels classic. And trust me, this one goes left fast.
Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm good. What did I get wrong?
Oh, that's a test question. I see you ask everyone that. Um,
Not a test question. I don't know you.
okay, you're right, you don't know me. So I was introduced to this show by one of my best friends who's a guy. I don't know if he's listening. His name is Edwin Velasquez.
Okay.
We're really close. We both volunteer for the United Negro College Fund together.
Okay.
And I'm from New York, and
What borough? New York City?
I live in Harlem.
Hey, man.
I'm
Anyway,
right off 125th Street.
God, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's why we all friendly and shit. I'm from Oklahoma, believe it or not.
Okay.
But when I moved to Manhattan, I lived in Hell's Kitchen, 43rd between 10th and 11th, at River Bend West apartment complex.
Okay.
Moving to New York City was the first time I ever felt at home in the world.
Okay. That's
Uh,
awesome.
the
That's
only reason I
awesome.
left is because the whole dad thing. I just coming from this part of the country, I couldn't conceive of my baby getting on the subway and can be able to ride from the tip of the Bronx to the tip of Brooklyn for $1.50. I just couldn't do that. But anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. What's up?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself because I think it's relevant. So I grew up on 82nd in York on the Upper East Side. And it was really challenging for me as a Black girl to be, the only Black girl in predominantly Jewish spaces.
Okay.
And then to kind of get in tune with my Blackness, I ran to a Black college. So I'm a Bennett Belle. I went to Bennett College for Women.
Okay.
And so I think going to a women's college was definitely a little bit of a struggle because I thought all Black women were the same. I thought if I could just get to an oasis where I'm around all Black girls, oh my goodness, I'm going to find my sister friends. And I hated it.
All right. I bet Bennett, yeah, Do me a favor though. Did you have a question? Because I have other people in and I want you to be able to get to all your points.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. So my question is, how do you go about giving a man a second chance? So I'll give you an example. Oftentimes I'll date a guy, and because I'm not willing to jump right into bed with him, he'll pass. And that's totally his right. So in this particular instance, I'm dating a guy. He's a VP mergers and acquisitions at a big bank. We have the same mutual friend circle. Our earning our earning, we're like earning around the same amount of money. I also work in finance. We have great chemistry. Dated him for 3 months. He worked a lot. So even though he was planning these really great extravagant dates, I didn't feel like his heart was in it.
Okay. So
Oh,
you broke it off with him?
no, I did not break it off with him. I went on vacation to Africa and he texted me and was like, listen, okay, so the night before I flew to Africa, he was at my house. He like took me to the airport, sent me off. Second day in Africa, he texts me and he's like, listen, I have a lot of respect for you. And I'm sleeping with my ex again. So I'm gonna break this off because I want to focus on that. And I
Okay.
was like, thanks.
So it's not you, it's me. And now you want to. So what's the ultimate question? How do you give him
So
a?
now he's 2 years later,
Mm-hmm.
he's circled back and he's like, I'd love to see you. I want to spend time with you. He just bought an apartment in my neighborhood. He's
All
like,
right.
I want to link up. And
All right. So
to get to the point, I'm starting to see patterns again of him prioritizing work. Like it's fine to prioritize work.
how old are you?
I'm 36.
Doors closed for a reason.
Okay.
I mean, I know you want to give me all the background, and so I don't.
No, and I'm newly
I
single.
would
So
I would tell
yeah,
you, look, you dated for 3 months, right?
right.
And it went nowhere. Okay, there it is. If you hadn't gone to Africa, it still would have ended.
Right.
All right.
Cool. All right. So basically, just Be social, be cordial, but don't put much stock in it.
Well, I go for even further than that.
Okay, so you say cut off all contact?
Well, because he's got space in your head.
So he sought me out. He's like hitting me up. Can I get your number? Because he didn't have my number anymore and I didn't have his. So he found me on Instagram and was like, hey.
There's a block button.
So you think damn, that's aggressive. Okay.
What do you mean aggressive? He's got you calling, sis, he's got you calling me at midnight on Friday asking about it.
Well, I'm studying right now for something.
But there's still,
you're on live. So I was like, okay, let me ask him. Let me throw it his way.
But my point is this. Some people are for a season and a time. See, we have a hard time letting stuff go because, let me ask you this question, Tiffany. If this guy was a manager at Walmart, would you be asking me this question?
No. That's a rhetorical question.
There's your answer right there. It ain't about who he is. It's about what he is.
Okay. Let me just say this. I'm glad I got your opinion. I wanted it. But there's a lot of conflicting information. So you know who John Gray is, the guy, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or whatever. And I remember reading one of his books, and he's like, you probably already know your husband. Your husband is probably a friend, a connection, an ex. And so I think that kind of advice can have women saying, you know what? I never really
let me ask you some basic questions. You're 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you went to school for what?
I was the business and economics double major.
All right. So were you raised with your father in the household?
Yes, I have a dad and a stepdad.
Okay. Dad and a stepdad. Was your mother and father married when you were in house?
Yes. Okay. They got a divorce and my mom remarried and my dad remarried, and both sides are still married and happily married.
All right. So, but at the end of the day, when you were at home, was your father's word law, or was it your mother who had the final say?
My dad.
All right. So when you went off to college, okay, so when guys wanted to date you in high school, did they have to come home to meet your father?
Yes.
All right. When the guys wanted to date you in college, did you bring anybody home?
Yes.
Okay. Is your dad actively helping you in your love life now?
Yes, I talk to him every day. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm a daddy girl.
All right. So if you have all this input with dad, have you ever been engaged?
Yes.
Why didn't you get married?
His mother was fucking evil.
Okay. So let me back up. Did he ask your father for your hand in marriage?
Yes.
And did he break off the engagement, or did you?
I did.
Why?
His mother tried to physically attack me.
Okay.
So he came from a broken home.
I get
and
it.
His mother treated him like her husband.
Okay, but did he let that impact your relationship?
I would say he was not prepared to set boundaries, and he would tell his mom, you need to stay out of it. This is my life. I want to this is who I'm with. I'm happy.
Right. But at the time but at the time you were his girlfriend, and he proposed to you, you accepted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he gave you
and I still love him. He's a good person.
Let me finish. Cause you have I'm going to take it. You tend to probably get your way in conversations. But let me finish the point I'll try to get to, because at the end of the day, you were engaged. His mother was not to your liking, so you broke it off. And then you just added that he's still a good friend to this day. If his mother wasn't the way she was, would you have broken it off?
No.
Okay, but Tiff, you weren't marrying his mother. There's a way to keep people away from you.
I didn't want her to be the mother of my grandchildren. I've always foresaw. I'm very close to my family.
All right.
And I didn't want her to be my family.
Okay, but you just mentioned men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and you may already have your husband. oftentimes very educated black women over 30 tend to have gone through these broken engagements because something wasn't perfect in the situation. And there was nothing wrong with the man. So I hear it. I hear you saying you didn't want her, but you could have made those demands when you were Mrs. Whatever. He didn't have to live where you lived. He could have moved. A lot of things could have happened after you were married. But to break off an engagement from somebody who wanted to marry you because of a mother-in-law?
I don't think it's fair to say. I understand your point, and I think it's a valid one for sure. I don't think it's my situation because I didn't want to marry him.
Did you accept the proposal?
I did.
Then why did you accept the proposal?
Because I learned I didn't want to marry him after. So we went to premarital counseling.
I'm just going off what you told me. If you told what you initially said is you broke off the engagement because his mother was a bitch.
That was the main driving factor. Yeah.
All right. Well, I assume my assumption is most people lead off with what's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is normally the thing. So if you really didn't want to marry him, okay. I don't know you, but I will say this: you're asking about doors that were closed, and it sounds like, and you say you're still friends with this guy.
Well,
you're still friends with this guy.
When I say friends, what I mean is if we see each other at a function, we're cordial, but we don't like talk on the phone and kiki. Like he's a great.
Have you had a long-term What's the longest-term relationship you've had since your fiance?
I've been in 2 4-year relationships.
And none of those worked either?
I just broke up with
I mean to marriage.
In the last 6 months.
Okay, so
I was with for 4 years.
But why no marriage though?
I didn't marry him because. So you want me to answer the question, or do you want to kick me off the call? I'm happy to answer it.
Oh no, get your back down now. I mean, I'm not. I want you to answer the question, but there's a delay, so answer the question. But we don't do that.
Okay, so I would have been happy to marry my ex, the one I recently broke up with. I realized that he was never going to get married anytime soon. To me, it wasn't a priority. He's a trader, and if he wasn't making $1 million a year, if he wasn't where he wanted to be financially, it wasn't going to happen for him. And what I want for my life and a family, that's not what's important. He would have been happy to have a girlfriend.
All right. So what about the other one for 4 years?
So I dated the one with the crazy mother. I dated from 24 to 29. And then I met my other ex in my early 30s.
So, the ex. So I thought you. So
there's 2 exes.
So okay. I thought you with the ex fiance and then 2 4-year relationships, or just 2 4 years.
No. 2 4-year relationships.
Okay. Well,
And we talked about marriage, and I wanted to marry him, and I'm like, he was telling my last boyfriend was telling me, I want to marry you. Of course, we're going to get married. Of course, we're not going to have kids. And then when I'm like, okay, well, let's set a date, I'm not seeing that date. So I walked away because I'm like, this guy's stringing me along. I don't want to be.
Let me ask you a very direct question. Let me ask you a very direct question. You're a double major and you're a career woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how to go after the things you want.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone after being the wife you say you want to be the way you've gone after your career?
I would say, and my dad would say that, and he tells me this all the time. He said, because I felt like a failure when I walked away from my last relationship. I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, you showed up. You did the work. You didn't give up when things weren't going your way. You didn't give him an ultimatum. You really tried. And he never stepped up. He never committed. You can't make someone commit, and you can't make someone want to share their life with you. It's not a priority for him. He's happy to keep things the way they are.
So is that a yes? Is that a yes or no?
Is that a yes or no to what?
Did you go after being a wife the way you went after your career with the same kind of passion?
I thought I went after being a wife with my ex because I stuck it out. Like I really loved him and I really saw a future with him. And so I
So
stayed with
let
him.
me ask you. Let me say two more things. How long were your mother and father married?
Before they got a divorce and remarried.
Yeah. How long were they married to each other? Mm-hmm.
7 years.
Right. And how long were they dating, engaged?
They were high school sweethearts.
Right.
I don't know.
All right.
They got married when they were like 18.
So now it makes sense to me. Too often times, black women will take an engagement over marriage. And if you know you want marriage, there's nothing wrong with setting a clock on it. It only takes 6 months to get married. From day one to when a man wants to marry, he wants to marry. And too many black women take you out of the equation. Too many black women stick in stuff that they shouldn't have been in if they'd have just gone into it with the way saying, look, I know I want to be a wife, like I know I want to be I want this and that and something and so forth, and go after it like their non-black counterparts do. They make it real clear. And that's why I see a lot of career sisters that you got women from other races who have careers too, but then they have a husband. So if your father's saying you showed up, well, they were married 7 years and they were high school sweethearts. I would just say going forward, answer your questions. 1, keep the doors closed. 2, if you're serious about getting married and having children at 36, you know all the stats as far as high risk pregnancy and this and that. I would just say get very real with what you want, why you want it, and make that known up front, and don't deal with anybody who doesn't want those things. No question, no suggestion. I don't care where they work or what they do. If you know you want to get married, only deal with men who are wanting to get married. That'll give you the best shot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the last thing you said was, if you know you want to get married, deal with men that you know only want to get married. And right. I would say a lot of men say they want to get married and will tell your family they want to get married and will tell their family they want to get married.
Yeah, I can't go down that path. I know what you're about to say, but I can't go down that path.
I hear you.
I can't go down that path.
Well, it was nice talking to you, though.
Yeah,
I had fun.
Yeah, I can't go down that path. If you want to get married, if he's wishy-washy, don't date him.
I agree. And I think it takes a lot of strength to walk away when you really see yourself with someone. I think that sometimes is the hardest part. It's just saying, you know what, I got to walk away.
Yeah, and I think, and to that point, it makes much more sense to not get that far involved with somebody who's not 100%. Because you've heard it too many times, how people get married in under 6 months and they're gone. See, men don't play with children, love, and marriage. They just don't do that. So if a guy is doing all that, then it doesn't matter where he works, where he went to school. He's not in the potential. When I work with women, I tell them, make it exceptionally known. You're a career woman. I would say 3 things: therapist, image consultant, matchmaker. You have the means. And that's kind of what I mean by approaching marriage as seriously as a lot of women approach their career. You're a double major. You know how to get things you want. Well, tackle it like, if you're serious about it, tackle it in that way. We all have issues. We can all become better.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm totally down to hire a matchmaker.
Well, there you go. All right. Keep me in the loop. I'm going to bring somebody else in. Thanks, Tiffany.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This conversation wasn't just about giving an ex another chance. It was about recognizing patterns that keep repeating. The 36-year-old caller explained that she had dated a man for about 3 months. The relationship didn't work out, but he had recently reached back out, leaving her unsure whether she should give him another opportunity. Kevin's response was immediate. If the relationship had already ended, there was probably a reason for it. His advice was simple: leave the past where it belongs and move forward. As the conversation continued, the caller revealed something much bigger. She had previously been engaged, but the engagement ended after conflict involving her future mother-in-law. She described the situation as serious enough to call off the wedding. However, as Kevin asked follow-up questions, her story became more complicated. At one point, she described her former fiancé as a good man, but later admitted she never truly wanted to marry him in the first place. Kevin pointed out that these conflicting statements suggested she might not have been completely honest with herself about what she wanted. Another important detail emerged when she shared that she had experienced several long-term relationships throughout her life, yet none had resulted in marriage. Rather than focusing only on the latest man contacting her, Kevin encouraged her to look at the broader pattern. He suggested that the issue might not be one specific relationship, but understanding why each serious relationship ultimately failed to reach the commitment she desired. One of the strongest messages from the call was about moving forward with intention. Kevin argued that constantly reopening old chapters can make it difficult to create new ones. If a relationship has clearly ended and both people have moved in different directions, revisiting it may simply delay finding a healthier opportunity elsewhere. The biggest takeaway from this conversation is that every failed relationship offers lessons, but not every relationship deserves a second chance. Sometimes growth comes from learning why something ended instead of trying to restart it. What do you think? Should people ever give an ex a second chance, or is it usually better to leave the past behind and focus on new opportunities?